Courtney Hope recently gave fans a glimpse into her world behind the scenes. Taking to Instagram, she posted a striking photo of the CBS studio, hinting at emotional moments ahead for the young and the restless. Her caption, "And that's a wrap for the week," stirred plenty of excitement. The image Courtney Hope shared wasn't just any casual photo. It captured the iconic CBS studio entrance, a place rich with soap opera history. Fans of The Young and the Restless immediately recognized the significance. It marked not just another filming day, but the closing of an intense and meaningful week for Sally Spectra. Courtney's choice to post the picture showed how proud and emotional she felt. It reflected the hard work, passion, and creativity poured into every scene. Though she kept plot details secret, her studio snap spoke volumes about her deep connection to the show. As Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope has delivered some of the show's most gripping performances, and now, The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Sally Spectra could soon shake up Genoa City again. She might pick Phyllis Summer's replacement at Abbott Communications, creating a major power shift. Sally definitely has reservations about Billy Abbott partnering with Phyllis. She sees Phyllis as a risky wildcard. Sally urged Billy to fire Phyllis to protect Abbott Communications' future. If Billy follows Sally's advice, he will face a big problem: no backup partner. Although Billy suggested Sally herself, she declined, choosing to focus on fashion instead. However, Sally might have a new idea. She could suggest Audra Charles as Phyllis' replacement. Audra has media experience and could use a better opportunity. Sally disapproved of Audra's recent dealings with Victor Newman, but might want to save her friend. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Radiant Serum. I'm Aubrey, and I hope your day is shining bright. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump right into today's video. Offering Audra a solid position at Abbott Communications could stop her from getting tangled in Victor's risky schemes. Audra may not have the best reputation, but Sally believes she could be a better choice than Phyllis. Still, convincing both Billy and Audra won't be easy. Each has their own ambitions and doubts. Even so, Sally might push hard to make it happen, hoping it leads to better outcomes for everyone involved. When it comes to daytime TV legends, The Young and the Restless knows how to pick them. But what if they had missed out on one of their brightest stars? Today, we dive into how The Young and the Restless almost lost Mark Grossman to another soap, and why fans are so lucky fate intervened. Mark Grossman became a household name the moment he debuted as Adam Newman. However, things could have turned out very differently. Before joining The Young and the Restless in 2019, Grossman nearly landed elsewhere. In a recent interview, Grossman revealed he auditioned for General Hospital. He credited GA's casting director, Mark Teschner, for giving him his first big chance in Los Angeles. Grossman shared that Teschner took him to producers within his first month of arriving. Grossman didn't land a role on GH, but he never forgot the opportunity. He spoke highly of Teschner and expressed how grateful he felt for the early support. If things had clicked differently, Grossman might have ended up in Port Charles instead of Genoa City. After auditioning for General Hospital and The Young and the Restless, Grossman got the call. Interestingly, he had no idea what role he was being considered for. When he finally met Sharon Case and Joshua Morrow at the network callback, he realized the stakes. Grossman admitted feeling nervous before his screen test. Despite the jitters, he nailed it and earned the role. 6 years later, he remains a cornerstone of The Young and the Restless. Imagine Genoa City without Grossman's intense portrayal of Adam. It is a scary thought. I and our fans can breathe easy knowing he chose the right soap home. Will Audra's drive for ambition sabotage her relationship with Nate? Audra didn't take long to return to her old ways on The Young and the Restless. We kind of understand. She got bored and itchy. She's not the type of woman who sits around and doesn't do anything with her life. When she sees an opportunity, she grabs it. But was this the right move? Audra hates Victor, yet she literally jumped at the opportunity to work with him. In her mind, she sees this as the opportunity of a lifetime. She will run her own company for the first time in her life. However, there's always a catch when you're working with Victor. Technically, it's still his company. He didn't exactly give it to her. Victor informed Audra that she would be running a division of his company. A big difference. Audra believed that he would hand her this division so she could create her own cosmetic empire. She feels that she will be running it from the ground up and will get to own the company. However, it can't be Audra's company if she doesn't have the capital to start it. It would make more sense if Victor gave her a company that wasn't already under the Newman umbrella. Audra has no idea how this could blow up in her face. She just sees dollar signs. First, this could destroy her relationship with Nate. He's already not thrilled that she's back working with the devil. Second, Audra has no idea that Victor could pull the rug from underneath her whenever he's done with her. Audra already knows how ruthless Victor can be. It's ridiculous for her to get involved with him again. There's also another problem. Victor wants Audra to make Kyle weak in the knees. Yes, he wants her to seduce him. Not only will that blow up Kyle's relationship with Claire, but it will ultimately push Nate away. In the meantime, Holden is waiting in the wings and isn't in a hurry to return to Los Angeles anytime soon. Who is Audra going to end up with next? We know this girl doesn't stay single for long. She loves to keep her bed warm. Will her seduction plan with Kyle work, or will she have a moment of weakness with Holden? Audra is back to her bad girl ways, which means she's likely to sabotage the sweet life she had with Nate. Will their shared passion for music lead to a passionate romance? Daniel and Tessa are building a slow-burning relationship on The Young and the Restless. Daniel has no interest in corporate politics. He wants to return to music, but he doesn't want to be a famous rock star like his father, so he's enlisting Tessa's help. Daniel has leaned on Tessa for emotional and moral support. Now, the two are talking about their shared love for making music. Daniel wants to return to that artistic side of himself. He's been trying to find himself after the death of his wife, Heather. He's expressed an interest in learning how to play guitar. Daniel asked Tessa for her help. So far, we've loved their friendship. But we wonder what they're trying to do with these two characters. Tessa is one half of Mariah, one of the most iconic and groundbreaking couples on daytime TV. It would be wild to see writers break them up, so Tessa could be with a man again. It's also surprising to see this friendship last. We assumed that Daniel and Tessa would go their separate ways, but their love for music has brought them together. We imagine many late-night guitar sessions in their future. Hopefully, that doesn't mean Tessa will kick Mariah to the curb. We could see Mariah getting jealous, even if nothing emerges from this. It's also possible that Daniel and Tessa are just friends, which is fine by us. We wouldn't want to see Mariah broken up for this relationship for obvious reasons. It would be an insult to their relationship. This potential slow-burn storyline could upset many Mariah fans, but it would offer some juicy drama. We could see Sharon's and Phyllis's feud reignite from this relationship. Sharon would blame Phyllis for not being able to control her son. Meanwhile, Phyllis would blame Mariah for not keeping Tessa happy. Now, neither of these moms is in charge of their grown children, but that hasn't stopped them from meddling in their love lives. We are cautiously waiting to see what will unfold from this relationship. Maybe Tessa will offer Daniel the support he needs as he returns to the music world, which is fine. Get ready for a drama-filled day in Genoa City. For the Monday, April 28 episode of The Young and the Restless, spoilers photos show a day full of dramatic moments in Genoa City. Claire checks out the newly redecorated Abbott mansion, and Jack gives Billy some confidence. Finally, Victor gives Michael an ultimatum. Jack enjoys the new couch in the Abbott mansion. Claire is all smiles when she and Kyle walk in. Clearly, Claire appreciates the big changes that Diane made. Kyle, Claire, and Jack talk. Something somebody says leaves Claire looking a little sick, though. What could it be? Kyle seems happy enough. At the jazz club, Jack sits with Billy. They have a drink, and Billy talks to his big brother. Look for Jack to give Billy a vote of confidence. Finally, at the ranch, Michael looks displeased as he looks toward Victor. Victor gives Michael an ultimatum. Will it work? Check it all out in the slideshow below. What are you most looking forward to seeing? This week on My and Our Billy becomes frustrated with Phyllis, while Maria needs comforting. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal tension in Genoa City. This week's video preview shows one character reaching their breaking point, while another is caught in a conflicting situation. Here's a glimpse of what's ahead for April 28, May 2. Michael is caught between a rock and a hard place. The lawyer is Victor's henchman and does anything the mustache wants. Right now, Victor's main goal is to take Jabot away from his rival, Jack. While Michael usually goes along with Victor's schemes, he has second thoughts after his recent talk with Diane. Michael tries to devise a plan where both sides won't lose and everyone will be happy. Yet, Lauren warns her husband that he might make things worse, especially when Victor finds out. Billy has a soft spot in his heart for his ex-girlfriend Phyllis. Yet, their friendship and business partnership are being tested by Phyllis' antics. Daniel made it clear he doesn't want to work at Billy's company, Abbott Communications. Despite Billy's warnings for Phyllis to let it go, she keeps pushing for Daniel to accept the job offer. Fed up with her behavior, an exasperated Billy tells Phyllis, "You've left me no choice." Could this be the end of both their personal and professional relationship? Elsewhere, Maria makes an appearance after being absent for the past few weeks. She hugs her wife Tessa, but the sweet moment is cut short when Tessa senses something's wrong. When Tessa asks what's bothering her, Maria looks on the verge of tears. It seems that drama is looming for Mariah, and whatever the trouble is, it might lead to Tessa becoming closer to Daniel. Will Tessa be upset by Mariah's secret? The week of April 28 May looks intriguing on The Young and the Restless. From a big secret to schemes and bold moves, next week has lots of moments to watch on My and Our. Here are 3 we're most looking forward to. Maria is happily married to Tessa. Last week, Tessa helped out Daniel by giving him some guitar lessons. Meanwhile, Maria is likely recovered from her scare over Sharon's latest abduction. However, now for some reason, Maria keeps a big secret from Tessa. What could it be? We can't wait to find out. Does it mean trouble's ahead for these two, or is it some other type of secret? This week, we're also interested to see more of Sally and Audra's friendship. Audra has another scheme going on with Victor, but it looks like she also takes some time out from that to scheme with Sally. What are these two friends teaming up to do? Perhaps Audra ropes Sally into her plans with Victor, but somehow we doubt it. What do you think they have planned? Finally, last week, Adam asked Chelsea to start working with him at Newman Media. She wasn't quite convinced it was a good idea, though. This week, though, Chelsea makes a bold move. Ahead of it, Summer deals with a professional crisis. Does it have something to do with whatever Chelsea decides to do? We can't wait to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of April 28, 2025 are here. Next week, fans can expect Lauren Fenmore Baldwin to blast Michael Baldwin. Sally Spectra helps Audra Charles scheme. Plus, Maria Copeland keeps a rattling secret from her wife, Tessa Porter. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Michael has been given orders from Victor Newman to target Jack Abbott. So far, it seems that Michael has been following those orders, but he feels trapped. Michael is losing sleep and having nightmares, according to Lauren's conversation with Nikki Newman. Michael has also been working to prove himself to Victor after the Jordan situation. While Lauren feels for her husband, she is also furious with him. When she confronts the former district attorney, Michael explains that he's trying to make the best outcome for both parties. However, Lauren warns that when Victor finds out, Michael could be toast. Michael isn't the only one betraying Jack. The Abbott patriarch is also being deceived by Billy Abbott. Jack gave him funding for Abbott Communications with the promise it was totally legit and no schemes. Billy gave his word and Jack believes him. However, fans know that Billy secretly made a deal with Aristotle Dumas to get another chance to run Chancellor. At some point, Jack will find out the truth. That will probably come at a time when Billy needs him the most. Speaking of Billy, he gives Phyllis Summers a reality check. It seems that Billy fires her in the preview clip. Later, instead of worrying about herself, Phyllis obsesses over Daniel Romalotti Jr. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Lily Winters approaches Holden Novak. Lily will play nice with him, but she will also try to get intel. Lily is convinced that Audra is hiding a big secret from Nate Hastings. Since Holden really wants another chance with Audra, could he tell Lily too much on purpose? Later, Audra gets help with a scheme from Sally. Meanwhile, Victor suddenly decides to raise the stakes. Next week, Mariah keeps a big secret from her partner. While Mariah tries to cover, Tessa can sense that something is very wrong. Over with Victoria Newman, she will pressure Cole Howard to make a tough decision. Is this related to Cole's coughing, which seems to suggest he could be getting killed off? Or could this be about Claire Grace Newman moving in with Kyle Abbott? The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of April 28, May 2 imply some bombshells on the horizon. Genoa City can be a revolving door where characters come and go, only to return again. So learn more about some casting news that will take place over the next 5 days by reading below. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of April 28, May 2 indicate that fans will get to see more of both Connor Newman and Harrison Abbott, as both fan favorites will be on the canvas. Judah Mackey reprises the role of Chelsea Lawson's and Adam Newman's son, and the boy will share scenes with his recently reunited parents. Meanwhile, Redding Munsell will reprise the role of Harrison during the Friday, May 2 episode and will share screen time with his parents, Summer Newman and Kyle Abbott, as well as his grandmother, Diane Abbott. Will Harrison approve of the Abbott mansion renovations? The kid is so easygoing, he'll probably be over the moon with all the changes. Fans will get to see Cole Howard interact with on-screen romantic interest, Victoria Newman during the Wednesday, April 30 episode. He officially returned during the week of April 21 to 25, and will talk to Vicky about a difficult decision on Wednesday. What does Cole have to decide about? Could this be his job at Newman Enterprises or something else? It was mentioned that the role has him traveling a lot, something he may not enjoy, especially if he's away from Vicky and his daughter, Claire Newman. Then again, maybe he wants to head back to his old job and leave GC once again. Maybe he doesn't enjoy working at Newman and wants to return to his duties as a professor? Still, since his coughing fit this week, there's been some online speculation that Cole could be sick, so are his days numbered on the show? Fans will have to tune in to find out. What storyline are you most excited to see during the week of April 28 to May 2? Drop a comment below. Watch the CBS Soap Daily to catch all the drama in Genoa City, and visit this site often for the best Young and the Restless news, updates, and spoilers. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease Victoria Newman might be on the brink of a romantic transformation. Could she be rekindling a relationship with an unexpected former flame following her loss of Cole Howard? Victoria often revisits past relationships when seeking a new romantic connection, and it seems that she'll be having another in the future. As Y&R prepares to introduce her next love interest, this trend may continue. With Cole's cough sparking concerns about a possible tragic storyline, fans might see this unfold sooner than expected. Y&R could be setting the stage for Cole's heartbreaking fate and Victoria's emotional farewell. If Cole is indeed dealing with a serious illness, Victoria may seek assistance from Nate Hastings in her quest for an experimental treatment. Since Nate was able to make something happen for Amy Lewis, Victoria might hope he can make something happen for Cole too. Nate has plenty of medical connections he could put to good use. Victoria and Nate could bond as he tries to help her find some way to save Cole. Nate and Victoria have a romantic history, so it's easy to imagine them growing quite close in the midst of all this. Of course, there's no guarantee Cole will survive the illness story that's presumably in store for him, since Nate may not find a cure. Nate could still be there for Victoria as she faces this difficult loss. She'll need someone to lean on as she grieves if Cole truly ends up 6 feet under. Maybe it could be Nate who serves as a shoulder to cry on, partly because he feels guilty about not being able to help Cole, but also partly because he's always going to care about Victoria. Nate and Audra Charles could be headed for a relationship blow-up due to the scheme she's carrying out for Victor Newman. Once Nate finds out Audra has been plotting to destroy Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman's romance, he's sure to lash out. Audra hasn't been totally honest about her past with Holden Novak either, so Nate may end up dumping her eventually. Nate doesn't like dishonesty and manipulation, and if he finds out about Audra's lies, it could make it even easier to clear a path for Nate and Victoria's reunion. Cole could be suffering with lung cancer too far gone he didn't get seen about being away, or some other terminal disease causing coughs. Pulmonary fibrosis is one, but with that Cole could last a little longer, but a pulmonary embolism untreated could lead to a sudden death. Regardless, Victoria may have to deal with some gloomy predictions about Cole's health, so that could push her back in Nate's direction soon. Upcoming spoilers say Victoria could have some romantic updates in her future, so we'll bring you more news on all the twists and turns. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of April 28, 2025 are here. Next week, fans can expect Lauren Fenmore Baldwin to blow up at Michael Baldwin, Audra Charles and Sally Spectra scheme. Plus, Mariah Copeland keeps a secret from Tessa Porter. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Fans can expect Michael to be in a tough situation between Victor Newman and the Abbott family. Lauren predicts that this is going to bite her husband when Victor finds out. Lauren blows up over it, although she does understand Michael has literally lost sleep over this. Victor has been ordering Michael to make moves to target Jack Abbott and Shabbat. However, Michael is really divided and is struggling over this situation. In a preview clip, Michael tries to explain to Lauren that he's trying to get the best outcome for everyone. Lauren thinks the damage has already been done, though. That's not the only way that Jack is being deceived. The patriarch is also kept in the dark by Billy Abbott. Jack agreed to fund Billy's next business, but was warned no funny business. Billy keeps swearing to everyone that it's on the up and up. However, Billy has also been making the deal with the mysterious Aristotle Dumas in order to get Chancellor back. Next week, Jack gives Billy his support. The next day, Billy drops Phyllis Summers. By the end of the week, Phyllis worries about Daniel Rumhalati Jr. Phyllis needs to stop worrying about everyone else and start worrying about what a hot mess she is right now. Get some therapy, Red. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Lily Winters tries to play nice with Holden Novak. Holden overheard Lily and Audra's tense conversation. So, Lily might try to get intel from Holden about Audra. Holden wants Audra back, but he also doesn't want to incur her wrath. Later, Audra schemes with Sally. Fans can also expect Victor to raise the stakes with Audra. Mariah will keep a secret from Tessa. I'm a bit worried as Mariah seems so shaken and scared in the preview clip. Meanwhile, Victoria Newman pushes Cole Howard to make a difficult choice. Does this have to do with that cough or Claire Grace Newman's decision? Speaking of Claire, she will get some help from Nikki Newman. Maybe Nikki figures out why Audra was meeting with Victor and intercepts. That might explain why Victor once again goes to Adam Newman. Elsewhere, Chelsea Lawson makes a bold move. CBS's The Young and the Restless created by William Bell and Lee, first aired in March 1987. The show takes place in the fictional town of Genoa City, Wisconsin, and centers around the lives of the Newman, Abbott, Winters, and Chancellor families. It focuses on the themes of business rivalries, romance, family drama, feuds, and scandals. Celebrity dirty laundry and soap hub spoilers for the upcoming week's episodes of The Young and the Restless from April 28, 2025 to May 2, 2025 reveal that things will get dramatic in Genoa City. Michael and Lauren Fenmore Baldwin will have a confrontation and an argument with each other. Phyllis Summers will also have a heated conversation with Billy Abbott regarding Daniel working for Abbott Communications. Mariah Copeland will have some bad news for Tessa Porter. In the upcoming week's episodes of The Young and the Restless, Michael and Lauren Fenmore Baldwin will argue with each other. The two of them will discuss the trouble that Michael has been causing recently. Michael will try to assure Lauren that since he has been caught in the middle of the feud between the Abbotts and the Newmans, he will try to get the best outcome. Spoilers reveal that Lauren will be extremely stern with Michael's involvement in issues that did not directly involve him. She will warn him about Victor Newman and how he could come at Michael's back if he makes any wrong moves. Lauren will also tell him that going behind Victor's back to help Jack Abbott and Jabot Cosmetics could cost him dearly. Spoilers reveal that Phyllis Summers, being a part of Abbott Communications, will continue trying to talk to Billy Abbott about Daniel Romalotti Jr.'s, the new media venture of Billy and Phyllis. Billy will try to remind Phyllis that he does not want to discuss Daniel's involvement in Abbott Communications. He will say this since he himself was not interested in being a part of the business. After getting frustrated with Phyllis's nagging, Billy Abbott will tell her that he will have no option left but to drop Phyllis from their plans of launching Abbott Communications. He will also threaten to fire her on The Young and the Restless. In the upcoming week's episodes of The Young and the Restless from April 28, 2025 to May 2, 2025, Mariah Copeland will be shown sharing a moment with her wife, Tessa Porter. Mariah will jump up and hug Tessa, and the two of them will exclaim how they have missed each other. During their conversation, Tessa will sense that something is wrong. When Tessa would ask Mariah what was going on, she would look up at her with teary eyes. Spoilers reveal that Mariah will have some bad news for Tessa. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for the week of April 28, May 2, reveals that Summer Newman will face a sudden catastrophe, while Michael Baldwin makes a dangerous move. Adam Newman will also face a tight spot, so let's talk about what's coming up in Genoa City. For starters, Lily Winters will do her best to intimidate Audra Charles and Holden Novak, but neither one of them will be scared of all her threats and accusations. Over with Michael, he'll have a heated confrontation with Victor Newman that leads to an impulsive move. Michael will be so fed up in the aftermath that he contacts Jack Abbott and joins him for a drink. Jack will seek updates on what Victor's plotting, but how much will Michael spill? Whatever the case, even meeting with Jack at all could spell trouble if Victor finds out, although Michael will do his best to stop Victor from inflicting too much damage. Lauren Fenmore Baldwin will sound the alarm and worry he's making things worse instead. Next, Mariah Copeland will face Tessa Porter's questions. Since Mariah will be acting pretty off, Tessa will assume something's wrong. Tessa will be right about that, but Mariah will clam up when it comes to whatever's really on her mind. Mariah may offer a bogus story to cover up her real secret, so it'll be interesting to see where all this is going. As for Billy Abbott, Y and R spoilers say he'll decide he's done putting up with problematic Phyllis Summers. All signs point to Phyllis getting fired, but could a new job offer land in her lap? Summer will find herself drowning in work drama at Marchetti, perhaps partly because of Chelsea Lawson's decision to quit and join Adam at Newman Media. Chelsea's departure will open up the creative director position, so Phyllis might sell herself as the perfect fit after she helps Summer with her latest catastrophe. Elsewhere, Victoria Newman will urge Cole Howard to make a difficult choice. Could this have something to do with Cole's apparent health crisis storyline, or will it involve the situation with Claire Newman instead? Regardless, Nikki Newman will do her best to help Claire and Kyle Abbott, but Victor is still going to have an outraged reaction to the duo's decision to live together. In fact, it'll leave Victor angry enough to get in touch with Audra and raise the stakes of their breakup scheme. Later, Victor will push Adam to make a dirty move, so that could get him in trouble with Chesley, especially since it indeed looks like she'll be joining Adam at Newman Media. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Chelsea may make a prediction about the disasters they'll face if they don't keep their hands clean, so stay tuned for news on her first work challenge with Adam. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that we've got a May Sweeps preview for you. Some gripping drama's about to hit hard, so here's why Genoa City will never be the same. For starters, Sharon Newman and Nick Newman may have to navigate some awkwardness following their trip to London. Nick and Sharon undoubtedly grew closer during their getaway, but what does that mean for their everyday reality back in GC? Although Nick basically friend-zoned Sharon, he may rethink his stance soon enough. Sharon and Nick still have a strong connection, which could lead to them rekindling their romance at some point. Of course, plenty of people are also wondering where Daniel Romalotti Jr. and Tessa Porter's bond is leading, especially now that they'll be spending more time together for guitar lessons. Mai and our head writer and executive producer Josh Griffith may have offered a hint about that in an interview with TV Insider earlier this year. Griffith teased that Daniel had something coming up, but he didn't want to call it a romance. Instead, Griffith suggested it was more of a walk on the emotional wild side. Tessa has labeled as herself as gay on the show, so that's something else to keep in mind. We're honestly not getting vibes that she's interested in being anything other than Daniel's friend. It sounds like Tessa and Daniel may keep things platonic, but their connection could still lead to problems, especially since Mariah Copeland will shut Tessa out of a secret crisis she's dealing with. Of course, we should also talk about Victor Newman's plot to end Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott's relationship. Once Victor gets updates on Kyle and Claire's plan to move in a new home together, that'll really leave him livid. Victor will give Audra Charles another push to get the ball rolling on Kyle and Claire's breakup. After Audra sets Kyle up for a cheating scandal, it'll just be a matter of whether Claire believes it. There's certainly the potential for Claire to decide she buys Kyle's side of the story, especially since she already suspects Victor and Audra are up to no good. Will Victor's scheme backfire and turn Claire against him instead? Will Audra pay the price for her role in all this when Nate Hastings turns against her too? Whatever the case, Victor will eventually focus on something positive, namely Nikki Newman's upcoming birthday party. There will be a huge Newman bash that kicks off toward the end of May Sweeps, so that just might be the perfect opportunity for Aristotle Dumas to reveal himself and crash the party. Finally, Cole Howard could be gearing up for a devastating medical storyline if that persistent cough leads to disturbing news. Could Cole's doctor ultimately make a prediction about him dying of some horrible illness? Regardless, the Young and the Restless spoilers say some May Sweeps shockers are coming up, so don't miss all the action. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Monday, April 28, reveals that Kyle Abbott will make a pitch that unsettles Claire Newman, while Jack Abbott gets a traitor's text. At the athletic club, Audra Charles will get fed up with all Laylee Winter's suspicions and questions. After Audra stands her ground on Holden Novak being a fling, she'll insist she has no connection to Aristotle Dumas. Audra will think Lily wants to get a reaction out of her, but she'll refuse to let Lily's intimidation tactics win. Next, Lily will grill Holden about what happened with Audra in Los Angeles and bark out some warnings. Holden will play shrink and suggest that Lily enjoys investigating, so she can feel superior when she exposes people. At the Abbott mansion, Claire will stop by and gush over the renovations feeling homey. so Kyle will suggest they could rethink moving in there. Kyle will clarify that they could still get their own place, but he won't want to wait on living together while they apartment hunt. Claire will admit Cole Howard and Victoria Newman have concerns about how fast this is happening, so she was hoping to spend more time with them before the official move-in. An uneasy Claire will also get Kyle to realize Victor Newman's reaction will be worse if she's living in the same house as Jack. Kyle will apologize for getting too excited and insist they'll wait to find their own place, so Claire will be pleased that they're in agreement again. At the Jazz Lounge, Jack will join Billy Abbott for a drink and hear about Phyllis Summers' obsession over Daniel Romalotti Jr. working at Abbott Communications. Billy will explain that it wasn't the right fit for Daniel, but Phyllis can't seem to let it go. The whole ordeal will leave Billy questioning whether Phyllis belongs at the company since she's so distracted. Jack will basically point out that it's always going to be one issue after another with Phyllis, but he'll let Billy decide whether he wants to keep her on board. At the ranch on Monday's I&R episode, Michael Baldwin will sound the alarm to Victor over Elliot Matheson's suspicious behavior. After Michael explains why he thinks somebody got to Matheson and turned him, Victor will realize that might have been why Jack was so giddy the other day. Talk will turn to Kyle, so Victor will make a prediction about the mess that Claire's boyfriend is going to make. Michael will try to pump Victor for info, but Victor will snap about not totally trusting him. That'll lead to them rehashing the whole Jordan ordeal, since Michael refused to let Victor keep her locked in his dungeon. Michael will defend his actions, but Victor will still blame him for all the drama Jordan caused later. Michael will also face Victor's suspicions due to his friendship with Diane Jenkins Abbott and his efforts to steer Victor away from Jabot destruction. Victor won't like Michael trying to put guardrails in place, but Michael will think presenting options is what any good attorney should do. After Victor orders Michael out following their shouting match, Michael will text Jack about meeting up. Jack will let Michael know he's at the Jazz Lounge, so Michael will rush right over. Once Michael appears at the bar, Jack will suggest getting down to business and quiz him about what Victor's got in store for him. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Michael may be tempted to give Jack some updates, so stay tuned for any news he might leak. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks, April 28 to May 9, reveal that Adam Newman will pressure to use a dirty tactic, while Kyle Abbott has bad news for Summer Newman. Chelsea Lawson will also take a risk, so here's what Y&R fans can look forward to. During the week of April 28-May 2, Billy Abbott will clash with Phyllis Summers over Daniel Romalotti Jr. again. It looks like Billy will ultimately force Phyllis out of Abbott Communications and leave her seeking employment elsewhere. Audra Charles will have a strategy session with Sally Spectra and perhaps help her plot against Phyllis, but Billy's updates could leave Sally relieved once Phyllis is fired. Michael Baldwin could find himself out of a job or worse if he's not careful, since he'll go behind Victor Newman's back. Once Lauren Fenmore Baldwin realizes Michael secretly met with Jack Abbott, she'll deliver a stern warning. Michael's attempt to put guardrails on Victor could lead to a total disaster if this keeps up. Speaking of disasters, Summer will face one at work, but maybe Phyllis could step up to help her. Chelsea is about to take a risk, so it sounds like she'll leave Marchetti and accept the COO position at Newman Media. Will Phyllis assist Summer with her next work predicament and earn the creative director spot Chelsea leaves behind? Whatever the case, Summer will have another issue to tackle when she stops by the Abbott mansion and checks out the renovations. That could give Kyle a chance to spill his joint decision with Claire Newman, since they'll be living together soon. Summer definitely won't be happy about Claire and Kyle's apartment hunt. Although Nikki Newman will try to curb Victor's fury when it comes to his own reaction to this move-in, it won't do much good. Victor will still be furious, so he'll pressure Audra to break up Kyle and Claire as soon as possible. Adam will also get a push from Victor, who'll want his son to use a dirty tactic. Victor might have something in store that could hurt Billy, so Chelsea won't approve if she hears about this. Now that Chelsea will seemingly be working with Adam, she may lay down the law and insist they need to get on the same page about ruling out dirty strategies. As for Mariah Copeland, she'll have something to hide. Tessa Porter will sense that something's up, but Mariah will keep a lid on a new secret. The week of May 5 to 9 may bring growing concerns for Tessa, so she may turn to Daniel as a confidant and get closer to him in the process. Back with Adam and Chelsea, they'll most likely face some hurdles as they navigate working together. Chelsea and Adam could be putting their romantic reunion in jeopardy, so they'll have to be careful not to let work problems spill over into their home life. Once Aubrey takes the next step to lure Kyle into her trap, there's going to be trouble.